As many, the chair recognized the honorable member for Central Grand Bahama.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Deputy, parliamentary colleagues, those watching from across the length and breadth of the Bahamas. Good afternoon. Colleagues, we meet in these chambers during a time of mourning and great loss. But we must carry on with the work of the people. I want to start out by extending greetings to my people of Central Grand Bahama, whose voices of interest I proudly represent and protect in this place. Mr. Deputy, let me start off by congratulating a young man from Central Grand Bahama who, according to reports, made history last night for the Bahamas. This young man, Lamar Taylor, placed third in the 50 meters freestyle in the Pan Am Games in swimming. And was the first Bahamian to earn a medal at those games at that level. So I say congratulations to Lamar Taylor, to his family, and to Central Grand Bahama. According to the Minister, of course, this is National Youth Month. I want to say congratulations and all the best to the youth of our nation. As I started out talking about this being a period of great loss and sadness, I want to extend condolences mainly to my immediate family, my auntie Bernice Lewis and family, on the loss of my uncle Cyril Lewis recently. My cousin Romeo Russell also passed away. We funeralized this weekend. And another cousin, Michael Lewis. So I presently have an uncle and two cousins in the morgue waiting to be funeralized. I also want to remember my colleague, the former member of West Grand Bahama. I was in here last week. And I certainly will miss him being in this place. He was indeed someone that I learned a lot from, and someone who was never afraid to support me as I delivered on the floor. I would often watch him over there and hear him say, very smart, he would say, I agree with that. I support that point. And he wasn't afraid to say it. I agree with you. If I raise a good point, he would say, I agree with you. I support that. So I'm hoping that others will now adopt his style. So I deputize all of you, that on behalf of West Grand Bahama, when I put a good point on the floor, to say, I agree with you. I support that, and feel free to bang on the table. Mr. Deputy, we are here to debate the government's new plan for another new day. Yeah, the speech from the throne was supposed to outline the government's agenda, but all the Bahamian people got was another road map with no real direction or destination. The government's new plan for a new day is to continue to intensify its focus on strengthening the personal security, economic security, and national security. For some reason, this is giving us a strange sense of what we call a deja vu. I think I've been here before with this government. We're getting a lot of, this is what we want to do, but not much of, how are we going to do it? I don't see the direction. Matter of fact, Mr. Deputy, this New Day government still has multiple unfulfilled commitments from its last speech from the throne. Specifically, important matters such as the protection of women and children. I guess they want to make sure the low-hanging fruits was picked first. Mr. Deputy, the concern of the Free National Movement is that it is a vision with no plan of execution. You know, my grandmother used to say, mouth can say anything, you know. And we all know that action speaks louder than words. And the plan of actions keep a government accountable. Perhaps that is why there's no plan of action. Mr. Deputy, we heard about the Family Island Renaissance Project, but didn't we this already begin with a PPP that our leader Marco City pointed to earlier? So what's new? Bahamians are once again being told to believe in fairy tales. The government will, by the wave of a van, and bippity-bop, the economy will boost, everything will be good, but the world is moving fast around us. Inflation will continue to be a huge issue for our small island developing country, and other SIDs. Mr. Deputy, I want to reiterate my vow to Central Grand Bahama and to the Bahamas at large to continue to agitate for food security as a priority of the day. We will always be at the whim and wishes of the major superpowers if we do not pivot. We are seeing it again as we fear another war brewing in the Middle East. So again, let us support the Central Grand Bahama Farmers Market Festival and other initiatives that's going to happen this weekend. And once again, let me give credit to West Grand Bahama. He used to say to me, the world famous Central Grand Bahama Farmers Market Festival. So it's now being dubbed the world famous Central Grand Bahama Market Festival. And again, it is this weekend at the Royal Oasis in Freeport, Grand Bahama, where our farmers, artists, and artisans can earn funds to take care of themselves and their families. Mr. Deputy, the New Day government wants to wrap up old ideas in a New Day plan. But the Bahamian people will not be fooled. Grand Bahamians want them to know, or they want to know, what is really in it for them, especially as they prepare to enter into another round of election buzz. Mr. Deputy, Grand Bahamians want to know, how will this new plan improve the island's economy and the lives of the common man? What are the new tax breaks they can expect? Is this government finally willing to admit their missteps on VAT and take it back to zero rating on breadbasket items? I hope so. What business incentives will be available to truly make Grand Bahama grander, to add life and to give people a reason to visit the island again? What plans and projections do you have for young Grand Bahamians? How are we looking at balancing the economies of Grand Bahama? Not just the city of Freeport, but the island of Grand Bahama, McLeanstown, High Rock, Pelican Point, Waterkey, Pittance Point, 8 Mile Rock, West End. How are we going to balance Grand Bahama? We have been focusing so much on the city of Freeport, Freeport. All of our eggs in one basket. The city of Freeport crashed, and there's nothing to fall back on. How are we going to create balance throughout the entire island? We need to come with a plan of action. You're sitting in the chair. I'm asking you the question. Mr. Deputy, we want to see, heard that before too, we want to see how this new plan for another, we want to see how this new plan for another New Day will provide solutions to the socio-economic issues that the island of Grand Bahama is facing. Mr. Deputy, you know, a barely functioning airport is not enough. An inadequate healthcare system is certainly not enough. A quick cruise port visit that provides no real injection of revenue into our economy is certainly not enough. Grand Bahama is supposed to be grander than ever, but where is the proof to show it? I mean, I'm not blind, Blake. I'm not blind Bartimaeus, but I look left, and I look right, and I don't see it. Where is it? Mr. Deputy, Grand Bahamians are concerned over the state of the island and its economy. It is a fact that Grand Bahama's economy declined by 9% when compared to the previous year. This was attributed to the prolonged decline in the economy. Oh, and let's not forget, they said this was also due to the economic model of the Hawkesbury Creek Agreement. You remember that? So where is the solution? The good member from Cat Island announced that decisive actions must be taken as it relates to this model of governance for Grand Bahama. He said Grand Bahamians can expect a separate, detailed announcement. But where is it? It certainly was not in the speech from the throne. And that was a golden opportunity to articulate what you started on the floor. What is your vision? How are we going to execute it? How are we going to make a difference? I didn't hear it. I don't see it in the speech. Grand Bahamians are asking to see how will this plan be executed. Mr. Deputy, Grand Bahamians do not want empty promises and empty announcements. They do not want empty promises and empty announcements. They want straight answers. Mr. Deputy, once again, we say we do not support the nationalization of the GBPA and call for widespread consultation with residents and stakeholders on the way forward for the island. Mr. Deputy, where is this focus in this new plan for another new day?
Where's the love?
Where is it? The government said they want to focus on national security, economic security, and the lives and livelihood of the people. This speech from the throne does not paint a clear picture of how it will be done. We need to see a plan of action. We need to see changes in the actions. They promised the Bahamian people, you know, the last slogan, they promised the Bahamian people a new day. A new day. But now they're telling the Bahamian people, we want another day. Well, from our calculation, they've already had 770 days. Too many. They already have. They asked for a new day. Now they're asking for another day. But so far, you already had 770 days. Too many. Mr. Deputy, you know, in track and field that I'm very familiar with, when there's a false start, you ask for a reset. Well, I guess that's what the government is admitting. They false started. They're off track. You know what I think? I think they're seeing and they're hearing the alarms. They are seeing and they're hearing the warning signs. The train was running off track and the conductors have been asleep at the wheel. And Mr. Deputy, they're hoping it's not too late. They're hoping again that they can somehow get the train back on the path. But they are already too far gone, too far off track. We only hope that the Bahamian people demand a real map of how their everyday lives are going to be improved. This new plan for a new day is nothing new, but just prettier words on a different paper. Mr. Deputy Speaker, as always, the official opposition is here to provide bipartisan support for this New Day government. If only they would listen. I thank the Bahamian people, and I thank God for his many blessings over the Commonwealth in these tumultuous times. As I stand here to thank the Governor General for her lively delivery of the speech from the throne. I didn't say provocative. Lively. I would say provocative. That was the best part of the speech. Come on. The delivery. I want to say a personal thank you to her because as a fellow athlete, I have fond memories of the Honorable Excellency Governor General. And I remember when she was the Deputy Prime Minister and Acting Prime Minister, she made a visit to Grand Bahama. She decided to visit every settlement from West End to East End. And she decided that she's not going to leave the island until she visits every community. Now the logistics got mixed up because they went to West End and they went past Waterkey all the way to McLeanstown and Swedenski first. And on the way back down to the airport, she said, my boy is in Waterkey. I'm going to go over there to see him. So she was the entourage was led by then Assistant Commissioner Greenslade, who was now overseas. She said, well, if I have the police chief with me and my big team, we can get to Waterkey. They wanted the tide was getting low. They wanted that the weather was getting bad, but she said, if they're over there, I have this crew with me, we are going to Waterkey. And they got to the boat landing, and some areas they had to turn the engine off and set over the low water. but she made it to Waterkey. And I remember her sitting with me at the fishing lodge. Good memories of it. Is now gone, thanks to Dorian. Sitting on the veranda of the fishing lodge. We went into the watermelon field. I grew some big watermelons myself. And she picked watermelons, and we sat, and we took our time. They said, DPM, we got to go. She said, I'm going to take my time, eat my watermelon, dig some sweet potatoes. And at the end of the day, we bid farewell. But she took the time, and I want to thank her just for those moments, and thank her for her wonderful delivery. And I expect her to have a wonderful tenure as the new Governor General of our great country. So once again, Central Grand Bahama stands to thank the Governor General for her delivery of the speech from the throne, and hereby rest our presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Member. As many. The chair recognizes the Honorable Member for Nassau Village.
Poetic license.
Even if you can't justify